Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This channel's for educational purposes. We check into some great stuff that is off the beaten path, is generally suppressed by the powers that be, but stuff that is powerful in its ability to affect your spiritual, mental, or physical health. A lot of this stuff is stuff that scholars, uh, independent scholars, have dedicated their lives to, and in some cases have died poor and in obscurity. And so these are people who are my heroes because they put everything they had into something, and it was something that wasn't popular, but they did it anyway. Something that wasn't, accepted and wasn't remunerative. They did it anyway. And when a person does that, it's either because they're total crackpots or it's because they're right. And this is a segment that we have that is called the Q-tip of the spear, where we examine the coverage of the cutting edge of the info war, the war between the globalists and the patriots, between the deep state and the sovereign state, and really between, the people and the British Empire, the crypto British Empire that doubles as a lot of other empires as well now. And it has been my conclusion for quite some time now that the game's over, the war's over, the good guys won, but these things haven't been disclosed yet. Uh, People have to be fed this information slowly by degrees in ways that they can digest it, and some of the events have been kind of indigestible. Uh, they require too much background information to figure out what's going on. A lot of the stuff is fifth generation warfare, so it isn't, uh, you know, doesn't fit into our uh, already existing conceptions of what war looks like. And then, there's just a lot of trance states out there. The libs have, the TDS trance where they pretty much shut down and get angry anytime that the commander in chief's name is mentioned, and a few other names as well too. Some of his billionaire buddies as well, and so they are not able to take in the information because they've just kind of blocked it off. And um, then there are kind of the hipster side of that same side, which they just kind of are too cool for school, and they're not really. They just pay attention just enough to get along, and so they listen to their 5 minutes of NPR per day and their uh, daily scan of the front page headlines. And so, and as long as Chicken Little isn't saying the sky is falling, they just go back to their life. Um, so they just want to make sure that, and so as a result, the events now are playing out, and they really are indicating that the sky is falling. Because they're trying to wake up that particular group of people. That particular group of people needs to be alerted to the fact that something extraordinary is going on. It's not business as usual. And that's, a lot of people have been lulled into sleep over the last 30, 50, 80 years, however long they've been around, because it has been business as usual ever since, kind of ever since the CIA pulled in. And, there have been brief moments of rebellion, but those things have been pretty much silenced without anybody really waking up to the fact that a rebellion was going on up until now. And now it's a complicated situation. Don't Can't say that we're not being dog walked into a uh, you know Disney utopia, but you know uh, I feel like we have a chance, regardless, because whether we can trust everybody at the top, we can trust ourselves, but we have to be able to trust ourselves because we're dedicated to the truth. And that I see as being really the weakness of the movement right now, is that even though the movement is predicated upon truthers and the truth above all else, there are gaping chasms of truth that are staring you in the face that you're not picking up on. And this is the trance on the right. I just talked about the trances on the left, the the hipster trance and the TDS trance, and those things are powerful and can really screw up your life, especially the TDS one. Um, but the trance on the right is not so toxic because I don't know, it's held by more people, and it's a little bit more limited in its scope, and it's a little bit more negotiable because it's more woo. Um, but that is the Jesus Christ Bible trance. As soon as you mention the words Jesus Christ or the Bible, people in the movement tend to move right into, involuntarily, into devotional, uh, deferential mode, where they know they can't say anything bad about this thing, they can't criticize it, they can't scrutinize it even. And for a truther, that's fatal. That's exactly uh, uh, what you can't uh, set as a boundary. You have got to be able to take everything and look into it more deeply. And so if you're developing a trance around Jesus Christ or the Bible or whatever, then you need to recognize that that's what's going on. And I hear it all the time. A lot of times during these podcasts, I hear these kind of uh, gratuitous um, comments that people on the chat make. They make they express their opinion, and then at the end they say Jesus is Lord, or something to that effect, and they should be called out. you know just like but instead it's always what you hear is amen brother, or amen sister. And like that is, and the last time I heard it, the person said Jesus is Lord, and anybody who questions that is the antichrist. you know so not only do they just make these kind of repetitive statements that, well, if I say it to myself enough, then I believe it in spite of the lack of evidence. Um, so, this whole discussion needs to get on the you know criteria of evidence. Let's weigh out the evidence, and then it can be a truther thing. If the Christians have the evidence, then there's no problem. So let's see the evidence. And I've been asking for the evidence for a long time. And I know I don't have a big audience, but you would think that over this course of time that at least somebody would have offered me some evidence. But the only evidence that I'm ever offered is Bible citations, quotes from the Bible. And I don't know, I guess people don't recognize that that's circular evidence, circular reasoning. You can't use the Bible to prove Christianity. I mean, it's not, not to other people. Maybe it'll work for you or whatever. But you know, that's my contention, is that the whole Bible is a psyop. It was written by the Caesars, and uh, it's right down the alley of the MO of the Romans. This is exactly what they've done, and they did in other situations. And they had the motive, means, opportunity, method, and motivation, and there's a great deal of objective evidence out there that they did it. And there isn't any evidence that I've seen that establishes the existence of Jesus. So, let's have the discussion, because I'm certainly game. If you guys have evidence, then I would love to be a Christian. It would make my life a lot easier. Okay, like, share, subscribe, comment, contribute, and share this out. Thanks for tuning in today, and have a great day.